always faster than mine. Mine still is like threading through Zoom at the bottom. There. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're officially live.
Officially
Okay,
live for
awesome.
you and for me. Everything happens sooner for you. Or yeah, it's all
Totally, because we're ahead
is
always. Well,
always ahead. So
always.
if you're always ahead, and if today's topic is when is the right time, is it your time? Is it my time?
Right? Is
Space
That's a
time?
really good. There's so many good answers to those
No, there's
questions.
none. There's none. There's none. There's no right time. This is my topic because I've had a few things pop up over the last little while that have caused me to start to question like when's the right time to do something? When's the right time to do this, to do that, to do whatever. So, for those of you who don't know, I had some car issues, right? So the car died, but for some reason it wasn't the right time to go get a new car. I decided to go through the process of getting the engine replaced, and I got it done basically, essentially for free 500 bucks, whatever. And like, so it did cost me money, but it didn't feel like it was the right time. And then this week, I've got something else. There's like another little noise. And I'm like, oh, there's something else going in the back there. I'm gonna have to get that checked, and I can't get in for a couple of weeks. I'm not. I know it's not serious, but it might be another 500 to $1,000. I'm guessing to do what needs to be done. So I've started to ask myself, like, when's the right time to get a new car? So I've started to get myself more than a little excited looking at new or like within it like a like 2 year old car, but looking at some nicer cars. But like so I've been getting a little bit like worked up and excited about it. And then so there's that. And then in my work, I'm not super excited about the work that I'm doing for the job. So starting to question, is it the right time for me to move on? Should I be trying to find something else? Should I be, having the conversation again with Julie to like let go of that job and go back and try to, make things happen in my business? And then, but a couple things have happened over the last few days that have made me wonder, no, but maybe it's not the right time. Um, I found out yesterday that the government has been overpaying me for the last year and a half by mistake. They've paid me for all my statutory holidays when I should be getting paid. I have been being paid a percentage because I'm not full time. So I figure that's around five to $6,000 that they want back.
Oh,
So that's not a nice number uh,
no,
to
no.
to want to give back, but it's technically not mine to begin with. They just happened to make a mistake, and I think I must have missed the step somewhere in a form, and my managers, the last three, have missed this. So, is it the right time to make changes? When you have this money needs to go. I'm gonna have to give it away. The government here changed hands
Oh, yes, sort of
3 to 6 months
recently.
ago,
Yep.
and the new guy has decided we're making some big cuts because we gotta, please people and spend more money in different places. So they're making some pretty big cuts in government over the next 3 years. I don't think I'm affected this year, but I may be affected. In my logical brain, looking at my group, I would be like, I would do this, I would cut Ian, I would cut this person. Like it makes sense to me. Like I'm not being like it would just I understand. It would be a business decision and it would make sense. I don't think it's a smart one for them, but it would make sense to me as a somebody who had to, just take a list and cut people. So, is it the right time to leave your job? Maybe not. Maybe now is not the right time. So, these are the two big ones that are kicking around for me now, and they all link a lot of it links to money and job security and like financial freedom, like a financial stability thing. Um, so yeah. When is the right
Hmm.
time to make these big decisions? And what I came up with today as I was mulling this over was anytime I've needed to make a big decision, you need enough information. And if you don't have enough information, it's often hard to make the decision. But when you get enough, the answer is usually pretty easy. Whether the step
Yeah.
is easy or not is a different story. However, like you've already made
The
up your mind.
decision is seems to be easier when you have enough information.
Enough.
Yes.
So I must not quite have enough information to make my decisions.
And the risk there is waiting for circumstances to get kind of more forced on you to make that decision.
Sorry, was that a
That's always a
question?
risk. Like that's the risk
Oh,
because
if I wait too long, potentially I might be told, "Hey, you're done. See ya," or whatever, your
car's
car
no
is
longer
dead and
working.
you need to get a new one or whatever.
Yeah, and so then there's this, judgment call about when do I make that decision based on what the indications are that are coming through and what do you pay attention to?
Yeah, trying to read the
Yeah.
tea leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes
Yeah.
I question the tea leaves that I think are being laid for me. Is the universe messing with me? Or is it like, hey, whoa, whoa, pump the brakes, buddy. Here, we're
Well,
gonna tell you we need to take back $5,000, so maybe you're just gonna sit in that job a little bit longer.
yeah. And I couldn't help but think of a story about when it wasn't a most recent car purchase, but there was a story back in the early days of my business that it just reminded me of oh, I think that's a sign that I need a new car. And I just have to share it because it
Sure, go
cracks
for
me
it.
up every time. Gone to a networking event and I'd parked somewhere where I actually shouldn't have. It's in an area in near our CBD where the parking's a little bit, you have to pay for parking, you have to, there's likelihood of towing, but it was late at night and those shops weren't open, so I just parked there. And then I walked outside for some reason earlier than I needed to, and my car was on the back of a tow truck being towed. And as it was, someone was able to help me. We were able to pay the tow truck driver some cash, and the car was left and it wasn't towed. And I was quite distraught. And somebody came and helped with all of that. And so I was able to get home. And it was so there was a few lessons in there, but the key was, I think it's time for that car to leave. We did get a new car at that time. Um, it just seemed obvious because it was literally being towed
Being moved
away.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that reminded me of the car story. And that, with that story, there was a whole lot of not good feelings that are associated with then getting a new car. I much prefer being a
Yeah.
little more in a forward, my choice
Mm.
timing of getting a new car, which happened when we got our most recent new car, when my husband had been diligently researching for about 2 years. Did did he
Sounds
have
like a
enough
planner.
information?
Somebody close to my heart, plans forever. Yep.
And it's like, could we just pull the pin? Like, how much more do you need to know?
Mm.
Can we just go shopping and look at the car? And which we did, and we bought it, and we that's fine. But it's like there's this two stories I've got about cars in particular that just like, nope. Now we've got to make that decision because it's literally being towed, and the other one was almost too much information.
The other element to the car thing, I signed up for this like car website where they will actually buy your car sight unseen based on the information you give them. And every 3 to 4 days, I get another email from them saying, "Oh, your new offer is," and it goes down like $200, like every
Oh,
time I get an email. It actually says that my thing has gone up, but it's not going up, it's going down every time. So there's like this ticking clock on the other side too, going, "Oh, when's the right time to pull the trigger? When is the time? Do
and
I just
isn't
wait
that
it out?"
interesting? that you set that up so that you get a reminder. You've
Oh,
almost
I didn't know
created
about
it.
the reminder thing. That just happened. Like it was like, oh, I've never heard of this website before. I'm going to see what they're all about to figure out what's my car worth. I didn't know. I'm sure it was in this fine print that they said that they were going to continue to send me stuff. And sure enough, I get a little reminder saying, "Oh, your offer is still available. You got 2 days left before it changes."
Yeah. So, and then so it's outside pressure, right? Oh, maybe
Yeah, and
maybe
it's
now's the
it's
time.
the
If I
it's the
don't
fe-
that,
the
I'm going to
the
miss out.
Yeah, and it's the fear and lack mentality that marketing tends to gravitate towards, right? Not wanting to miss out on the big sale or the big deal or whatever. Oh, and there's tariffs, right? So there's supposed to be a big tariff jump as of tonight at midnight, because we're in this stupid thing with the U.S.
Stupid
So
world. Yep.
yeah, 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 yeah. Maybe I can buy an Australian car. Anyways,
Yeah, yeah, do that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that'll work.
yeah, sure. Anyways, so yeah, there's just a lot of this swirling around, and that's what's coming to mind for me is, I don't have enough info. I must not have enough info, otherwise this would be fairly straightforward.
Yeah, and when you suggested this topic, I was like, oh, interesting. I've just come off the back of a new workshop which provides me with a little bit more information, a new process. And yes, I'm still integrating that into how I might incorporate that in for myself in my life, but
But
also
when
my
is it the
clients.
right time? Yeah.
But when is it the right time to share it with clients in a direct way to go, oh, this is a new thing. Did you want it? Or do I need to just make sure that I've finished the process, which is pretty much going to take a month,
Hmm.
to then
So long. It's so long, a month, 30 days.
it does feel like a long time. It feels, and yet I will blink and it will be the end of August. I know that for certain. Um, and so there's this, well, and I'm also developing a new tool and a diagnostic tool for clients to use on a more corporate level. And there's a whole lot of things that are going into that. And there feels like there's all these pieces that have to come in for that. And when's the right time for that to drop in? And I get a bit overwhelmed when I'm developing something new because there's a whole lot of new ideas. And once you throw more than 5 ideas at me, it's a bit overwhelming. So I have to keep stepping away. And I find that even though I'd like to look at it every day to keep working on it, I can't because it feels too much. And it's like, when's the right timing to like work towards when that might be ready? And I'm going to come back to your thing, do I have enough information in place yet to actually have that end release date?
Hmm.
And so there's this constant question about right timing. Is today the right timing for me to look at that again, or do I leave it until Monday? Um, do I, yeah, when is the right time for me to sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's like, right, I've got this great big gap and I was just thinking of this thing and so I can jump in and do it. But it's constantly when's the right time to make that decision. It's a challenge. It's a constant. It's okay. It's a constant for me. When is the right timing?
So do you have an
So,
answer?
no, well, I was also mulling over this after you suggested it, and I was like, we really have to trust if we're questioning the right timing, there must be a level of not trusting. Now, we can say it is that we don't have enough information, but when do we trust that we have enough information to make that call? And so I think trust comes into this. If we can trust our own confidence in something, whether that is, let's use the car for the example. If we can have confidence that the car will make it for another 6 months, then we can make a decision in 6 months' time.
Hmm.
Or we get just that little bit more information to know whether the car will last that long. and go, oh, actually, no, let's pull the pin a little quicker. Um, but we've got to trust our own nudges about what's needed now. And it's not just it, yes, it can represent security and dollars and those sorts of things. And the stories you've shared with both work and car, you can see how that becomes a significant factor,
Mhm.
particularly the government making mistakes and making you pay them back. That's ridiculous. If they made the mistake, they made the mistake, I reckon. Anyway, but the trust, it's just a side note, the trust really about um sure, that security might feel not like you can trust that you can maintain it, but also there's other parts of you that need to be listened to.
Mhm.
So mentally, if and emotionally, if you're not feeling the passion or the enthusiasm to be doing the work in there, then that might be taking more of a toll and being more of a cost.
Mm, true.
And we sometimes forget to take those things into consideration because we just do the reactive thing to the security of dollars, for example. So there's other parts of us that need to be paid attention to, and we need to trust our nudges. So that was the thing that I came to is it really comes down to trusting our own nudges.
Part of me is looking at this from like I'm being offered opportunities for contrast of what I like and what I don't like to help me decide better what it is that I'm wanting. Wanting, needing, desiring, whatever. Like it's
There's
got
a mix,
a
yeah.
blend of those things. Yes, I need a car. I want a nice one.